Amongst all the news for Final Fantasy VII Remake with footage from content creators, journalists, and the demo finally releasing, a few days ago an interview was held with game's director Tetsuya Nomura to talk about the compilation in Final Fantasy VII Remake. In that interview with Famitsu, Nomura had mentioned how while there are elements in the remake of the compilation, there's going to be one character showing up from The Kids Are Alright, a side story written by FF7 Remake scenario designer Kazushika Najima. That was said at that point, but producer on Remake and director on the original Final Fantasy VII, Yoshinori Kitase, had a bit more to say about it in an interview with Gamereactor. So let's go ahead and go over this today with a little more clarification on the compilation for Final Fantasy VII Remake. So, let's mosey. Let's head on over to Gamereactor and go over the interview. To quote Kitase, the compilation of Final Fantasy VII was a series of expansions to the world of FF7 that took place after the story of the main game, which is both true and untrue with games like Before the Crisis and Crisis Core, but moving on. So we kind of consider that as being completed now, and FF7 Remake is maybe a new start. It's a new thing, it's not really part of the compilation. This is how we viewed it. So while it does seem like the compilation content isn't in the remake at all, Kitase then clarifies that this doesn't mean Remake won't take some of that lore into consideration. To quote, "Having said that though, even though Final Fantasy VII Remake represents kind of a new start for the universe and such, we have very much so taken into account all of the extra additions to the world and the story that we put into the compilation games and movies, and they're all represented in the backdrop and in the background of the FF7 universe. So they're all worked in there and into the story somewhere." Now, we actually do see this in the Final Fantasy VII Remake demo. When Cloud is walking through the train station, we actually see a poster for Banora Juice, based off of the Banora apples from Crisis Core and the character of Angeal's hometown, a character who was created in Crisis Core as a mentor to Zack Fair. There's also some music too, with a section in Chapter 2 actually containing the Promised Land from Advent Children. In this sense, I'm honestly okay with just references and such, and maybe some music choices. I do hope some stuff from the compilation is taken into account, like say Zack's personality. I hope stuff like that is represented. But I'm hoping characters like Angel and Genesis stay far away from the remake, as I personally don't really care for those characters both in personality and lore, though the designs are great. They just don't really feel like they would fit in the world that Final Fantasy VII Remake I feel is trying to build, but that might just be me. Okay, when it comes to Genesis, I know that's not just me. But with that said, how about you, soldiers? With the full confirmation of a character from The Kids Are Alright being added and many references to the compilation, is there anything that you personally would like to see added from Crisis Core, or maybe certain songs from Advent Children or Dirge of Cerberus or what have you? What about some characters from the compilation? If I had to pick any from the compilation, Cissnei from Crisis Core. Look, FF7 Remake made a love triangle and turned it into a love rhombus, and I want to love Pentagon, damn it! But seriously, comment below and let me know. Thank you all very much for watching, have a great night, signing off. Peace out, soldiers.